if selling out the Scottish people is in their own personal interests, they'll do that.
Yeah, without a doubt, mate. I've always said that if they were to dangle a huge, great big carrot before Salmond, he would sell out. But obviously, he would do it in a more discreet way. That's, you know, if it was a case of, oh, we did well, but we came close, but no cigars, and then meanwhile we don't know that, you know, he set up to take the patsy to get to I don't know, Devo Max or something where, you know, we keep in part of the pound, we can call ourselves Scotland, and we can have tax raising issues, and we can have this, and it means that he can then maybe even call him, how about this one? Instead of calling himself First Minister, he gets to call himself Prime Minister. You know?
Well, to be honest with you, that's pretty much what's going to happen if Scotland votes yes anyway. It'll be a dominion of the English crown.
Something like Canada, something like Australia.
Yeah.
Only the thing is, they have got distance and keep away from it. We're always going to be tied. That is always going to be the problem. It's only less than 90 minutes down the road. It's about 70, 80 minutes drive away, and you're in England, mate, for Glasgow, for where I'm sitting now. Less than 90 minutes, and I'm on Saxon foreland, know what I mean? So it's not, even if we get independence and we get everything that we want, and we're still always going to be neighbours to them, isn't it?
Yeah. Well.
If you look at Europe, I'm watching Berlin now. If we want to get a motor in for Germany, if we want to get a Seat Ibiza car in for Spain, or if we want to bring something for Portugal, it's always going to have to come through a port in England, and it's always going to have to drive up the fucking road somehow or get up the thingway. So we're always going to have to trade very, very closely with England, and that's how I feel that even if Scotland was to vote, like you said, these SNP slippery bastard politicians, if it meant that they were able to line their pocket or get a better financial package and pension package and fucking whatever, you know, get their moats clean, get a free bit of colonic irrigation, they'll rip the arse out and walk out the door with their money, won't they?
Oh yeah, they will.
And say thank you, shove your ass up, shove your head up your chuff, Scotland, we're taking this and you're getting fucked. But anyway. So Jonathan, you don't reckon it's going to happen? How would you, if you were here and you wanted to help the people achieve independence, what path would you take? How would you give advice to an ardent Scottish nationalist, not someone who's an SNP voter, but someone who is desperate for Scotland to have some independence? How would you tell them to act, behave, speak and do to help them achieve their goal?
Well, first of all, I would tell them that if you want independence, you need to get rid of Alex Salmond, because he's not doing your cause any favours.
But sadly, he's the main man, because it's his party. They were stuck with him, mate. So there's nobody who's going to be able to stand up there and say, all right, it's me that's leading it now. We're stuck with him, mate, basically. I mean, who else would you say? Who else could you... I mean, short of somebody convinced to change his position from no and join the yes. I mean, he would be an ideal person as an orator to convince people. But then a lot of the unionist types when they take to him anyway. So who would you bring in? Well,
personally, I don't think there should be a leader. It should be a movement. If you have a leader, a movement easily becomes compromised and diluted and wrapped up in a cult of personality. I think it needs to be from the grassroots. I think the Scottish people need to take ownership. They need to tell Salmon and they need to tell Cameron, this is not your playground. This is our future, and we're taking control of our own destiny. So clear off Cameron, clear off Salmon. Let us get on with our lives.
I thought you were playing Fly Away Peter, Fly Away Paul, Clear Away Salmon, Clear Away. I know, mate. We have to take back what's rightfully ours, mate, because the country's been stolen piecemeal by these fucking bunch of shysters. Anyway, so you'd come up here and live then, Jonathan, if Scotland got independence, but somehow you doubt it, yeah?
If it were possible for me to live in Scotland, yeah, I'd definitely come up there, especially if it was free from the shackles of Westminster.
And where would you choose? Would you choose somewhere like Glasgow or a wee bit avant-garde like Edinburgh, or would you go to like Dundee, or would you go where the big Arab sheikhs are up in Aberdeen? Would you hobnob it with the Aberdonians, or where would you prefer to go if you were to come to bonny Scots land?
Well, I'd probably Edinburgh, due to the Fringe Festival and all the comedians that come up there. But if I was Frankie Boyle's next door neighbour, I'd be delighted with that. If I were your next door neighbour, I'd be delighted with that as well.
Oh, you've lost the fucking plot here, mate. Oh, Frankie Boyle. Aye, he's a righteous motherfucker, isn't he? He doesn't give a shit, he just says it as it is. Says, fuck you fucking bunch of bastards. Have some of that. Would you accept Frankie Boyle as the First Minister of Scotland? I would.
Oh, well, he'd be delightful as First Minister or Prime Minister. He would. I could just imagine him at the UN telling all the 250 other world leaders to go F themselves.
He'd stroke his beard and say, right, you're a bunch of fucking strokers, fuck yous. So I would have him as the first crackpot minister of international affairs, and then we would have Kevin Bridges, Minister of Confusion, Fun, and General Fucked Upness. So we'd have Kevin
I will say this though, Tommy, if Frankie Boyle travels to America after Scotland becomes independent, they'll stop and search him because of the beard.
Yeah.
You wait. Oh look, that guy's got a ginger beard. He must be a terrorist from that Scotchland.
Yeah, he's got a ginger beard. He must have a fucking marijuana plant in there or something. The fucking size of that beard. He must be growing fucking tatties or fucking tomatoes. That fucking beard. I know, you seen it? It's fucking huge, isn't it? Dear God.
I mean, I can't get over the fact that Netflix described him as being English.
Yeah, so we're having Frankie Boyle as the First Minister of Crackpot Development. We've got Kevin Bridges, he's in there, and then so I'd put you there as the Economic Minister, Jonathan.
Oh, I know nothing about economics. You should get Max Kaiser for that.
Oh, fucking the fucking whole lot more than these bastards are running the economy now. You think Gideon fucking Osborne knows anything about it? That cunt couldn't count up to 2 plus 2 unless his advisor tells him. Fuck's sake. The country's run by fucking the biggest numpty bastards on the planet, mate. I mean, fuck's sake. Well, I'm just watching Kiev. What do you make of the revolutions over Kiev? Is it a CIA-backed coup d'etat? I would say that that's his punishment to Russia, right? That their gendarme, that their friend over in Ukraine has just been given a severe kick in the hormones. That this was a punishment for Russia for not standing by the Yankee Doodles when they wanted to bum rush the Syrians. Do you think this is a revenge against the Russians?
Well, what we're seeing is part of a long-standing plan by Brzezinski to isolate Russia before attacking it by taking out all of its major allies along the border. That's one of the reasons why they want to attack Iran, because if they can conquer Iran, yeah. But I think what's happening in the Ukraine is it's a continuation of the Second World War. These protesters are not oppressed masses. Many of them are neo-Nazi thugs dressed in SS uniforms and other Nazi regalia. Not only that, their parents and their grandparents collaborated with the Nazis during the war to exterminate Poles and Jews.
And communists and Catholics and gays and people with other
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah. Ukraine has in effect become a fascist state. It is now, it's a Nazi state, and we're proposing to give it 300 million so it can go kill Russians in the east of the country and have a war over the Crimea. But it won't end there. It won't end there, because I predict the next country that's going to be attacked by the New World Order will be Belarus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been called the last dictatorship in Europe. The guy who's president, he's a hardcore Stalinist, but he has been making the occasional overtures to the West. And not so long ago, he had a bit of a dispute with Putin over gas prices, because Belarus is dirt poor. The president is tyrant. And George Soros and his friends in the Ukraine are going to cause trouble in Belarus.
And I don't know, I've joked about it, but if Scotland gets independence, we nationalise our oil or whiskey and we say, fuck you, America, how long would they get for them to come in and take over us? Would they do that? Would they send the troops? Would have got the troops here in Holylock? I mean, how long would it take for them to take back their colony? Or do you think England would invade us? Do you think England, if we took everything away and said, fucking, here we go, do you think England would ever have it in the boys to come up and invade us?
Well, England would need to invade Scotland because it's all about establishing a sphere of influence.
And it's already got that.
And pardon?
It's already got a huge sphere of influence already. We've been the biggest economic trading partner and right next fucking door. And it's 10 times bigger, so yeah. And anything that comes through Europe or wherever has got to come through us fucking them, so it would be a case of us cutting our nose off to spite ourselves if we were horrible to them, wouldn't it?
Well, the whole situation, whatever way you look at it, it looks as if Scotland's being presented a fait accompli one way or the other. I mean, yes, you may be nominally independent, but you're still going to be England's bitch. That's the message that seems to be coming across from Cameron, from Clegg, from Miliband, and from Salmon himself.
But the thing is, these people underestimate the power of the Scottish people. If we think it could be anybody's bitches, but saying that, I suppose I mean, we've looked at the government we've got now.
I mean, I'm not personally having a go at anyone in Scotland. I'm just vocalising what the political elites are saying privately.
Yeah, I know, we know that. They're just bastards. Arrogant bastards, a lot of them. And even the people who are out there voting for the Yes campaign, you hear them talking about it. saying to people, well, look, don't worry about Salmon, we'll get rid of him. It's not all about him. It's not about the yes is bigger than